Okay, so I'm going to show you a way to make half square triangles using the triangles on a roll. If you haven't used these yet, they're really kind of fun to use. So what I want to do is you decide how many you want to make. I want to make 8. So I'm going to cut this. These will finish 1.5 inches. These half square triangles will. It says it right on the roll. Let me get that on there. So you just cut off the ones you need. I'm going to make 8, so that one strip has enough for 8. It says right here they finish 1.5 inches. So I cut a couple strips. There, let's see, they're about 2.5. I cut these 2.5 inches.
Okay. So you could use the jelly roll if you wanted to.
You could use a jelly roll. This would be great for this size. So I would just pin these in place, and I really want to pin them so I don't sew over them. So I kind of got a method down. So right there, this is my cut line. I sew on the dotted lines. I cut on the solid lines. So you get these pinned in place, and then you take them to your sewing machine and you shorten your stitch length. I put mine at 1.5. So then I just follow the dotted lines, and there are arrows. You can follow the arrows or not. However, you sew down to here, and then you pivot and come up here. I come over here. I just kind of go off and pull my thread out a little bit, and I come down this side, then up this side, and I do the same on the corner. Come down here, go up, come down here, go back up there. So when you get finished doing that, I think you can see the stitched lines on there.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay, so that's what it looks like on the back. This is what it looks like on the front. Now, I want to cut these apart.
And when you laid those strips together, you put them right sides together, right?
I put them right sides together, yes. And now I'm going to cut. So what I want to do first is I cut it all around the outside edge first. Because if you cut the other lines apart first, it might be a little bit harder to get your edges. But it's easier when it's all one big piece.
Now, I know we didn't see you sewing, but that sure looks like a fast way to get
It
8
is a
half square triangles.
fast way to do it. You don't have to mark any lines. I know some people use the little marks on put the seam tape on their sewing machine, or use the Seam So Easy guide. This is really just kind of fun to do. Now I'll cut these apart into the 4 pairs of squares. Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, last thing to do is cut them in half.
So every single line you're cutting is a solid line.
Yes.
Okay.
I only cut on the solid lines.
That makes sense.
You've kind of cut your solid lines off of the edge because you cut right on them to cut them apart. However, if you wanted to do these like 2 5/8 instead of 2 1/2, you'd have more to trim off, and that's fine. You're really only using the paper as your guide. Okay, then to take these apart, I crease it. I fold it in half and crease it. And then I just tear it off.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah. So then you just press them. I like to press them open. Some people press to one side. That's fine. You can press them any way you want. Like I showed you before, I trimmed off the dog ears before I pressed them. That way now when I press them, the dog ears are gone. I like to press mine open. So that's what it would look like.
Nice.
So these are 2 inches now. They'll finish 1 1/2. It's just a fun, fast way to do a lot of half square triangles and not have to worry about marking them. And then if you wanted these to finish 1 inch, you could still use a 1 1/2 inch paper and then trim them down. Because this is 2 inches, you trim them down to 1 1/2, and then they're going to be perfect half square triangles.
Do
every
they
time.
make the triangles on a roll in all different sizes?
They make them in a lot of different sizes. I believe they have 1 inch finished. And it goes all the way up to, I think, 6.5 inches. Finished.
Okay.
So, fun way to do half square triangles. And you can just sit and watch television or have your kids tear the papers off for you.
Or your husband, if you can get him talked into it.
That's very true.
All right. This was Debbie from Rocking Chair Quilts to show you how to use the half square triangle papers.
Yeah. Triangles on a roll. I didn't even introduce myself. That's right. Sorry. Okay, thanks for watching.